talk about 10th Science Question Paper 2023. So, that is SSC examination March and April 2023 question paper. So, it is a English medium question paper, okay? So, 80 marks question, okay? It will be 80 marks question paper. So, part A, let us come to the first main, that is MCQ. So, here 4 questions. Multiple choice question, 4 question they will give, 1 mark for each question, totally 4 marks you will get. Multiple choice question. So first question, the device used to measure the rate of current in a circuit is ammeter, voltmeter, galvanometer and battery. So battery is not, we don't use to measure. Galvanometer also not used to measure the rate of current in the circuit. Voltmeter also not. So the answer is ammeter. So ammeter, if you take, you will get 1 marks. Next is second question they have asked is, observe the given figure, identify the eye defect indicated in this figure, that is presbyopia, hypermetropia, myopia and cataract. So by this image you can see, understand that the eye disease means the eye defect, that is myopia, because they cannot see. So here you can see in the eye that all the four things means they cannot see. So myopia is the answer. Next is, the light ray enters to rarer medium from a denser medium, then the speed of the light ray, it will decrease and bends towards the normal, it will increase and bends away from the normal, it will decreases and bends away from the normal, and it will increases and bends towards the normal. So the light ray that enters to rarer medium from a denser medium, then the speed of the light ray, it will be increased and it will bends away from the normal. You will get another mark. So next is fourth question. Here they have asked, the inner wall of the solar cooker is painted black because black color reflects light, converges solar rays, prevents from rusting, absorbs more heat. So black ray, it will absorb more heat, so that's why the solar cooker is painted black. Okay, so 4 marks will get totally MCQ. Next, in physics, so we are all physics questions first here. Then we will go to chemistry and biology. Next, here they have asked, answer the following questions. So 2 questions you have to answer, 1 mark for each question. So totally you'll get 2 marks. So they have asked, write the symbols of the following components used in an electric circuit, that is rheostat and wires crossing without joining. So the answer will be this diagram, that is for first one, that is rheostat or wires that is crossing without joining. This diagram you have to draw, and for rheostat you have to draw this diagram. You will get 1 mark. Then what does the thumb indicates in the right hand thumb rule? So it indicates the direction of the current. So if you write this mark, so you'll get 1 mark. So here marks is distributed like rheostat, you will get half marks, and wires crossing without joining, you will get half marks. So totally 1 marks you will get. Here marks distribution is done like that. Next, and answer the following questions. 2 questions they have asked here. So 2 questions they will ask, 2 marks for each question, totally 4 marks will get here. First question they have asked, light enters from air to benzene having refractive index 1.50, calculate the speed of the light in benzene. Speed of the light in air will be equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So now first let us solve this question. So here the refractive index of the medium, it will be speed of the light in air, speed of the light in benzene, or nm is equal to c by v. So 1.5 is equal to speed of the light in air is 3 into 10 to the power 8. So now 1.50 into speed of the light in benzene will be equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8. So speed of light in benzene is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 8 by 1.50. So totally 2 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second is the answer. So see here, marks distribution, formula writing of marks, full formula writing of marks, conversion of marks, and final answer half marks. So totally for 2 marks you will get. Next, our question that they have asked is the concave lens have focal length of 12 centimeter. At what distance should the object from the lens be placed so that it forms an image at 9 centimeter from the lens? So the uh, formula first, F is equal to formula 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. So here F they have given, there is focal length is 12 centimeter, and the distance forms in the image is 9 centimeters. So V they have given, so totally U you have to find. So 1 by V minus 1 by U is equal to 1 by F. So 1 by U is equal to 1 by V minus 1 by F. So 1 by U is equal to 1 by V is 1 by minus 9 minus 1 by F is 1 by minus 12. So therefore, um, now see, so 1 by 9 plus minus 1 by 9 plus 1 by 12 it will become. So 1 by U is equal to minus 4 plus 3, that by 12 9 is 36. So therefore, it will be minus 1 by 36. So therefore minus u is equal to 36. So therefore u is equal to minus 36 centimeter is the answer. So here same. So half marks for formula, half marks for solving, so 1 marks for solving and half marks for the answer. So totally 2 marks you will get. Okay. Next. So next question. So here the second question they are asked is, name the major constituent of biogas and write the properties of biogas. So the methane or CH4, when burnt, leaves no residue like ash. It burns without smoke. So its heating capacity is high. So these are the major constituents of biogas, and we have written the properties. Then our question they asked is, list the hazards of nuclear power generation. So the problems hazards of nuclear power generation is, so improper nuclear waste storage and disposal results in environmental contamination, means environment problems, and also there is a risk of accidental leakage of nuclear radiation, also maybe chances of leakage. So these 2 points if you write you will get 2 marks. So which question is easier for you, you can choose and you can write. Okay, then next, fourth main here, answer the following questions. 3 questions, 3 marks, totally 9 marks. Okay, first. Okay, so state Ohm's law. On which factors does the resistance of the conductor depends? Mention the SI unit of electric power. Okay, these 3 if you do, you will get 3 marks. So first let us see. So the Ohm's law states that at any constant temperature, the potential difference across the ends of the given metallic wire in an electric circuit is proportional to the current flowing through it. Okay, this we have done. So totally we have explained here. Then what they have asked, on which factors. Okay, so the factors on which the resistance of conductor depends is the length of the conductor, area of the conductor, sorry, area of the cross section of the conductor, and the nature of the material and the temperature. And we mention the SI unit of electric power is as watt. So therefore half marks. So totally we'll get 3 marks here. Next, our question they were asked is, state Joule's law of heating. How is fuse connected in the circuit, and name the metal used in the filament and the gas filled in electric bulb. So the heat produced in a resistor is directly proportional to the square of the current for a given resistance. So directly proportional to the resistance for a given current, and it is directly proportional to the time for which the current flows through the resistor. You have to note that you should write directly H is equal to I square or T. You will get 1 mark. Then the next question that they have asked is how to fuse connected in the circuit. Name the metal used in filament and the gases. Metal used in filament is tungsten and nitrogen N2 or argon AR. Okay, tungsten we use, and the gas is in the electric bulb is nitrogen N2 or argon AR. Nitrogen, helium or KR. Next, 10th question here they have asked the resistance resistors R1, R2 and R3 have the value 10 ohms, 20 ohms and 60 ohms respectively, which have been parallelly connected to a battery of 24 volt in an electric circuit. Then calculate the following: the current flowing through each resistor and the total current in the circuit and the total resistance of the circuit you have to calculate. So first I1 is equal to V by R1, that is equal to 24 volt, that is the parallel connected to the battery, by 10 ohms, that is R1 value, that will be equal to 2.4 ampere. Then I2 V by R2, that is 24 volt by 20 ohms, that is equal to 1.2 ampere, and I3 is equal to V by R3, that is 24 volt by 60 ohms, that is equal to 0.4 ampere. Next, second question they ask is total current in the circuit. How much total current? So I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, equal, that will be equal to 4 ampere. So means that is 2.4 plus 1.2 plus 0.4, it will be 4 ampere is the total current in the circuit, and total resistance of the circuit will be I 1 by RP is equal to 1 by 10 plus 1 by 20 plus 1 by 60, that is equal to 1 by 6. If you plus and divide, so therefore 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by 6, that is 6 ohms is the answer. Rp, that is the total resistance of the circuit is 6 ohms. Okay, now 11th question here they have asked draw the ray diagram of the image formation in a concave lens when the object is placed beyond two focal. Mention the position and nature of the image formed. So this is the diagram you have to draw. You will get 2 mark, and also position of the images between f2 and 2f2, and nature of the image is real and inverted. If you write this, you will get half of marks, so totally 3 marks. You will get 2 marks for diagram, half of marks for explanation, totally 3 marks. Next, answer the following questions. One question, 4 marks, total 4 marks you will get. What is solenoid? Write the properties of the magnetic field lines formed around a current carrying solenoid. And B question they asked is what is alternating current and electric appliance having metallic body or connected to earth wire? Why? So the A question is a coil of many circular turns of insulated copper wire wrapped closely in a shape of cylinder is called as solenoid, and the properties of magnetic field lines formed around a current carrying solenoid will be at the end poles of the solenoid, the magnetic field lines appear in the form of concentric circle, and at the center inside the solenoid, the magnetic field lines appear in the form of parallel straight lines. So totally you will get 2 marks for this. And then B question they have asked is the what is alternating current and electric appliance having metallic body are connected to earth wire? Why? Alternating current. So the current that changes the direction after equal interval of time, that is called as alternating current, and the metallic body is connected to earth wire that provides a low resistance conducting path for the current. So thus it ensures that any leakage of the current to the metallic body of the appliance keeps its potential to the earth of the to that of the earth, and the user may not get a server electric shock. Okay, so this much if you write you will get 4 marks. Next, answer the following question. One question 5 marks you will get. So how does rainbow forms in the nature? Explain and mention the colors of the light that bends the most and the bends the least, and that bends the least. And B question, how does the ice lens accommodate to see the distant object and nearby object, and you have to explain. So first question, it causes the dispersion of sunlight by tiny water droplets present in the atmosphere, and the water droplets in the atmosphere acts like small prisms. So they refract and disperse the incident sunlight. Then reflects it internally and finally refracts it again. Due to dispersion of light and internal reflection, different colors reach observer's light. So this is the answer you have to write. You will get 2 marks for this, and you have to also write that that the second question that they have asked, and mention the color light that bends the most and that bends the least. That is, violet color bends the most and red color bends the least. So totally you will get 3 marks here. B question, when the ciliary muscle relax, the curvature of the lens decreases and becomes thin. Then focal length of the lens increases and distinct objects are clearly visible. When the ciliary muscles contracts, the curvature of the lens increases and becomes thick, so the focal length of the lens decreases and nearby objects are clearly visible. So totally 2 marks for this. So total 5 marks for this you will get for this question. So here all the physics part are over. Now in this question paper, in science question paper of Karnataka board 10th March and April 2023. Now let us continue with chemistry questions. So multiple choice question. So chemistry is multiple choice question. So here, as you know, 2 questions, 1 mark for each question. So total you will get 2 marks. So first question they have asked is, the reactant that exchange ions by reacting with each other and form a precipitate among the following are BaCl2 and Na2SO4, or Al2O3 and HCl, NaOH and H2SO4, and Na2O and CO2. So the correct answer is the reactant that exchange ions by reacting with each other and form a precipitate among the following are BaCl2 and Na2SO4. Then the next question they have asked is, among 2x4 and 8ay16 and 10z20, the elements having zero valencies are 2x4 and 8y16, 8y16 and 10z20, z2x4 and 10z20, and 2x4 and 8y16 and 10z20. So the elements having zero valencies are 2x4 and 10z20. Answer the following questions. So 4 questions, they will give 1 mark for each question. You will get 4 marks. So the general formula of cycloalkanes is CnH2n, and its first member is cyclopropane C3H6. We have to write the molecular formula and structural arrangement of the fourth member of this homologous series. So molecular formula is C6H12 and structural arrangement is like this. You have to arrange, so C6 carbon and 12 hydrogen, so it will become C6C6 and H12. Okay, now packets of chips are flushed with nitrogen gas. Why? To prevent chips from getting oxidized, to prevent its density, means for spoiling of chips. And next question they asked is, an iron nail is dropped into a test tube having copper sulfate solution. The iron nail gradually turns to brownish color. Why? Since iron is more reactive than copper, it displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. Displaced copper gets deposited on the iron nail. 19th question they asked is, uh, what is hydrogenation? And hydrogen is added to unsaturated hydrocarbons in the presence of catalysts such as palladium or nickel to give saturated hydrocarbons. So this is known as hydrogenation. Or another question, or you can also say that the conversion of unsaturated oils into the saturated fats by adding hydrogen in the presence of palladium nickel like catalyst. You can also write the formula for hydrogenation. So 2 marks. Next is, Three question, you have to answer 2 marks, you will get 6 marks. Draw the circuit diagram, draw the diagram of arrangement of apparatus to show that the acid solution in water conducts electricity and label dilute HCl solution. So this is the diagram you have to draw for dilute HCl solution, and you will get 2 marks of 1.5 marks for drawing and half marks for labeling, that is dilute HCl solution you have to label. Then next question, 21st question they asked is calculate oxide and carbon dioxide are produced on heating calcium carbonate and write the balanced chemical equation for this reaction, and also you have to mention the type of this chemical reaction. What is type? Which type it is? So CaCO3 with heat it will become CaO plus CO2. So it is a decomposition reaction or endothermic reaction. So you'll get 2 marks for writing this formula and for which reaction it is you have to mention. And draw the diagram of arrangement of apparatus to show the reaction of steam on a metal. So this is the diagram you have to draw for drawing 1.5 marks and half marks for any labeling. So no labeling, so only 2 marks for whole diagram. Then answer the following questions. Three questions they will ask, 3 marks for each question. You will get 9 marks. Yeah, 23rd question. A question they asked. Depict the formation of magnesium chloride with the help of electron dot structure. And B question they asked. Hydrogen gas is not liberated when a metal like zinc reacts with nitric acid. Why? Or they have also asked how are metals in the middle of the reactivity series extracted from their ores? Explain. So Mg gives Mg2 plus 2E minus. So therefore Cl plus E minus gives Cl minus. So Mg plus into Cl. So therefore Mg2 plus Cl. This formula you have to write. So total you will get 2 marks. B question they have asked. That is, hydrogen gas is not liberated when a metal like zinc reacts with nitric acid. So nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent, and it oxides the hydrogen produced to water and itself gets reduced to oxides of nitrogen. So 1 mark will get for telling this. So totally 3 marks will get. Next our question there are how are metals in the middle of the reactive series extracted from their ores. So the metals in the middle of the activity series are in the form of sulfide or carbonates ores. So the sulfide ores are converted into oxides by roasting. So roasting is heating the ore strongly in the presence of excess of air. So the carbonate ores are converted into the oxides by heating strongly in limited air in calcination. So the metal oxides are then reduced to the corresponding metals by using reducing agents such as carbon. Observe the given part of the modern periodic table and answer the following questions. So by this table you have to answer which element is more electropositive and why, and atoms of which elements have minimum atomic radius and why. B question they asked, mention the period and group number of the element that has atomic number 19. So A question. So the first question there is which element has more is more electropositive is sodium. It has plus one valency, so it loses one valency electron easily. So electropositive decreases across the period. Next is atoms. Which element have minimum atomic radius is Cl, chlorine. So it is in the third period and it has three orbitals, or it has high effective nuclear charges on the valences shell and pull the electrons closer to the nucleus across the periods. The atomic radius it automatically decreases. So totally here 2 marks you will get. Next sub question they ask is mention the periods and group number of the element of atomic number 19. So the period it is 4 and group it is 1. And next question they ask name the salt used in the following situation and write the molecular formula. So to remove the permanent hardness of the water, to make drinking water free from germs, and to support fractured bones in the in their right position, or the pH value of the four solutions are given in the below tables. Classify these into acidic and basic solutions. And also B question, name the antacid used to neutralize excess of acid in the stomach. So washing soda, sodium carbonate are used to remove permanent hardness of the water. Na2CO3 slash Na2CO3 into 10H2O. So 1 mark you get for this. And to make drinking water free from germs, CaOCl to bleaching powder or calcium oxychloride is used. 1 mark. And to support fracture plaster of Paris, calcium sulfate hemihydrate CaSO4 into half H2O, that is plaster of Paris or calcium sulfonate sulfate hemihydrate is used. 1 mark. So totally 3 marks you will get here. Or the acidic solution E and basic solution F and acidic solution H and basic solution is G or used. So this you have to write. So you get above marks. So 2 marks. And the B question they asked here is name the antacid used to neutralize excess of acid in the stomach, that is milk of magnesia or magnesium hydroxide MgOH2 or sodium hydrogen carbonate NaHCO3. 1 mark you'll get. Next, answer the following question. One question, 4 marks, so you'll get 4 marks. Um, how A question they asked, how will ethanol be oxidized and explain the cleaning action of soap. So ethanol is oxidized into the ethanoic acid by heating with oxidizing agents like alkaline potassium permanganate or acidified potassium dichromate. CH3CH2OH alkaline KMnO4 plus heat gives, or alkali acidified K2CO2OZ plus heat gives CH3COOH. And B question, the soaps or sodium or so potassium salts of long chain carboxylic acid. Soap molecules form micelles in which the ionic end interacts with water and faces outside. So carbon chain of the soap interacts with oil or dirt. So these forms em, emulsion in water, and the soap molecules pull out the dirt and wash the clothes clean. So 4 marks you'll get if you explain full. Then now let us come to the biology question. So in biology, what they have asked, same 2 marks, two questions. 1 mark for each question, so 2 marks MCQ question. So a person immediately starts running soon after observing a snake. The correct transmission path of reflex impulse in this situation is receptor, sensory neuron, brain, relay neuron, motor neuron, effector. Receptor, sensory neuron, spinal cord, relay neuron, motor neuron, and effector. And effector, spinal cord, sensory neuron, relay neuron, motor neuron, and receptor. Or effector, motor neuron, relay neuron, brain, sensory neuron, and receptor. So the correct answer is first, receptor will send a message to sensory neurons. Sensory neuron will help to spinal cord, and relay neuron will send motor neuron. So effector. So this is the answer. Next, in humans, the testes are located outside the lower abdomen in the scrotum because to protect testes from mechanical shocks, to increase the production of sperms, and to maintain the secretion of testosterone hormone, or to maintain the temperature required for sperm production. So to maintain the temperature that is required for sperm production, the testes are located outside the lower abdomen in the scrotum it is located. And next main, answer the following question. Two question, 1 mark each question, 2 marks you get. What is the role of abscisic acid in plants? Abscisic acid inhibits growth in plants. Write two examples for the organisms that reproduce by binary fusion, that is amoeba and leishmania. 1 mark you will get. Next, answer the following question. Three question, 2 marks. Each question you will get 6 marks. Mention the tools used for tracing the evolutionary relationship between the organisms, that is, excavating, time dating, and studying fossils and determining the DNA sequence are used. So, 2 marks you'll get. And observe the given below figure. And a question, which figure indicates the massive amount of exchange of gases and why? Name the parts X and Y. What is the function of other part X? So figure it is an open stomata, and it is because the stomatal pore is open. So the figure 1 is correct to exchange the massive amount of gases because it is open, so it will exchange more gases very soon. And then if you see for B, X is guard cell and Y is stomatal pore. It regulates opening and closing of stomatal pore, the X, that is guard cell. Next, 33rd question. Give an example for a food chain of grassland ecosystem. If there is an increase in the number of organisms in the second trophic level, how does this affect on that food chain? So, grass, grasshopper, frog, snake, and eagle. This is the you have to write. Then, if the number of organisms in the second trophic level increases, then the number of organisms in the first trophic level decreases. Eventually, population of the rest of the organisms in the tropical level decreases and leads to the ecological imbalance. So we have to give the explanation also. So 2 marks you will get. Next, 3 questions, 3 marks for each question, 9 marks you'll get. First question, what is pollination and what are the changes that occurs in the flower after pollination? So the transfer of pollens from the stamen to the stigma is known as pollination. Germination of the pollen, so pollen tube develops, and fertilization, pollen grains enters the ovary through the pollen tube and fuses with the ovum. Egg zygote is formed. So ovum develops into seeds and ovary grows rapidly and ripens into fruits. So petals, sepals, stamens, style, stigma may shrivel and fall off. So you'll get 3 marks if you explain. Next, coal and petroleum products should be used judiciously. Why? Coal and petroleum contains carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and sulfur. When these are burnt, carbon dioxide, water, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, and carbon monoxide are released. All gases released result in air pollution, and coal and petroleum are non-renewable and exhaustible sources of energy. Okay, and excess of carbon release leads to greenhouse effects, and it also leads to the global warming. Oxides of nitrogen and sulfur leads to acid rain, and carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas and harmful for lives of organisms. So any suitable 6 points you should write so that you will get 3 marks, each point of marks, so totally 3 marks you get. Next, tall pea plant producing red flowers, TT, or is crossed with short pea plant producing white flowers, TTR. And mention the type of plant produced from these plants in the F1 generation and write the ratio of the plants obtained in the F2 generation by crossing the plants of F1 generation and name the varieties of plants obtained. Now, where now answer. So parent TTR. So gametes is T and R T R. So F1 generation will be TT and R or hybrid slash mixed red flower producing tall pea plant. And the ratio will be 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1, and type of plant is 9 tall red flower producing pea plant, 3 tall white flower producing pea plant, 3 short red flower producing pea plant, 1 short white flower producing pea plant. So totally you will get the 3 marks. Or question they have asked is analyze the situation given below and answer the question. Situation 1, so the number of green grasshoppers in a green zone has been increased from one generation to another generation. The number of brown grasshoppers is in the same green zone has been reduced. So hereby, where could genetic drift had be happened more? Why? And how can natural selection be considered as an important factor in organic evolution. So in situation one, because natural selection is positive among the organisms of new generation of green grasshopper, new combinations in the genetic material have been accumulating the genetic drift increase. In this situation, because natural selection is not positive, due to this, the number of brown grasshoppers is reduced and many disappears in future. So the natural selection is an important event. So 1.5 marks. So totally you will get 3 marks. Now answer the following question. Two questions, 4 marks for each questions. 8 marks you'll get. Draw and label the diagram and draw the diagram showing the structure of human brain. Label hypothalamus and pons. So this is a diagram you have to draw and hypothalamus and pons. You have to mention half of marks, drawing 3 marks, so totally 4 marks you'll get. And explain the digestion of food material in stomach and small intestine. Or explain the role of xylem and phloem tissue in the transportation of materials in plants. So first question, stomach. So gastric glands present in the wall of the stomach release hydrochloric acid, pepsin, and mucus. So hydrochloric acid creates an acidic medium which facilitates the action of pepsin. So pepsin digests protein. And small intestine, it receives pancreatic juices and bile juices. Bile juice makes the food alkaline, and bile salts emulsify the fats in the small intestine. So trypsin present in the pancreas juice helps to digest the protein. So lipase breaks down the emulsified fats, and the enzymes present in the small intestine juice convert proteins into amino acids, complex carbohydrate into glucose, and fats into fatty acids and glycerol. And xylem, water conducting tissue, it will be in xylem tissue, vessels or the trachedes. Vessels or the trachedes of the roots, stems, and leaves are interconnected to form a continuous system of water conducting channels reaching all the parts of the plant. The transpiration, there is loss of water through stomata, creates suction pressure and creates a column of water. This steadily pushes the water upward with dissolved minerals in it. Phloem, food conducting tissue, phloem translocation, soluble products of photosynthesis, amino acids, and other substances from the leaves to storage organs of fruits, and seeds, and to the growing organs. Translocation takes place in sieve tube with the help of companion cells both in upward and downward direction. And osmotic pressure helps water to move into the phloem tissue and move other materials from the phloem to the other tissues. So this was the question paper of Karnataka Board 2023 10th standard science question paper. So I believe all the questions you have understand how to answer. If this video